Thank you.
Okay.
So, we use the Van Gogh cookers here for DofE Awards. When you open up the case, each case is numbered to make sure that each student is aligned a specific cooker. That way, if anything goes missing, including the lid or the base, we know exactly whose the cooker belongs to. So I'm just going to take the cooker out of the tub here. I'm going to open it up. Okay, like so. And then what you will end up with is the cooker looking like this here. What we need to do next is open up the legs to the cooker, and they're going to go to their furthest extent until you hear a click. So you'll hear just that slight click there, and it creates like a triangle type shape there. What we need to do then is make sure that the bottom legs here are pulled out to their fullest extent. These here offer support when they're on the ground and keep the flame part away from the ground so that the grass that it's put on doesn't set fire to. Okay, we've now got our cooker out and ready. The bottom bit here twists, okay, so that we can have that facing down. What we're going to do next is take hold of our gas. We've got all different shapes and sizes of gas canisters. These are some of the new ones that I've bought, so some of the ones that you're probably likely to be using soon. However, there are some that are a bit more round but slightly sort of shallower. Okay, all you do inside these gases here, there are all different types of gases. We've got to make sure that if you do ever use your own, that you have a specific type. It's always best if you come and bring it to me first so that I can have a look and double check the gas along with the cooker to make sure that they're safe. There's a piercing gas canister, and then you have a stop valve gas canister, and just inside there you'll see a red pin. Okay, and what happens is the pin on the cooker there pushes that red pin down and allows the gas to come out, whereas on the pierced ones, as soon as you've attached your gas canister, when you detach it, the hole there will just release all the gas, and they're quite dangerous. So we always make sure that we use the ones with the red pins that where the red pin just pops back up and stops the gas from coming out when we're finished using it. So we're going to attach the gas canister here, and we're just going to rotate it in to its fullest point. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just place our gas canister safely and securely on the floor. Now we need to remember that when we're on the floor, green here doesn't burn. However, all of this dead grass, like so, will set up in fire. So we need to make sure that when we're doing our cooking, that we're doing it and we're checking our environment to make sure that we're not going to set fire to anything. So where I'm currently around predominantly dead grass here that's going to burn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move myself over slightly. I realise it's longer grass. That's not a problem because, like I say, green doesn't burn. We're going to make sure that the gas canister is at its furthest point away. Sounds silly, I have seen people, okay, set their gas canisters up like this before, and of course as soon as a flame comes out, the flame's coming out right next to an incredibly flammable gas that's compressed inside that canister and will eventually, potentially blow up. Now I say that not to scare you, I say it to be realistic, because what I don't want you to do is make a silly mistake and then have a big problem. So if we follow the simple instruction of making sure that the gas canister is the furthest point away, then you have absolutely nothing at all to worry about. Now, we've got two types of lighters that we use, and you are welcome to bring your own. You've got the clipper lighter, which is simply a push button lighter, or you have the flint lighter, which requires a rolling action here for this flint, and then the gas to come out when you press down this button. You have to roll and press down the button all in one motion. Okay, stop from the wind, may well have run out of gas, it doesn't really matter too much because we're going to use a clipper today. Okay, and you hold down the gas this way to allow the fire to start. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate with the clipper lighter because I know that one works. So again, just press and hold and there's your flame. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the lighter in one hand and our hand on the other side of the gas. As you can see, if you turn, you've got a plus for gas coming out and you've got a minus for turning it off. So you're going to work out which way is on and off. You're going to hold your lighter underneath, not over the top, because then the flame will come up and burn your hand, underneath and to the side. And then what you're going to do is turn your gas on and light your lighter. Please don't turn your gas on and then leave it for a few seconds before you light it, because gas will build up in the air here, and then as soon as you click the lighter, all of that gas will burn and you'll end up with a big flame before it settles down to your original flame. So what I suggest is lighter first and then gas. And then your cooker is on. So you can hear a audible difference between a lit flame and just gas coming out. So we're going to bring the camera close so that you can hear just gas coming out on its own, and this will indicate to you that it's not lit. It's like a hissing sound. Okay, so I'm just going to blow that gas away so that again we don't end up with that flame that I just mentioned. Okay, and now again listen for the noise of it lit. So you'll hear the hissing first, and then when I use the lighter, the sound will change into a bit more of a blowtorchy type sound. So lighter first, gas second. Okay, you'll hear a clear difference there, and obviously you can see the flame and the heat as well that's coming off from it. And again, we leave our cooker on to its fullest extent whilst we're cooking, and then we turn it off once we've finished. Please remember that your cooker is metal, so all of these points here are going to become red hot through cooking. So as soon as you've finished your cooking, you must ensure that you take your pan off and do not touch the cooker. Usually I say by the time people have finished eating, it's usually then cool enough. But if we just go down to the cooker, then the way that we'll check to see if it's cool enough is by first of all just very quickly touching the outer parts. Okay, so I can see that that's totally cool. We can get ourselves a little bit closer, and then eventually we're just going to touch the top, so I can now see that that's perfectly safe for me to pick up and it's cool and I don't need to worry about it. I can still feel the warmth around here, but it's not hot, and I can keep my hands on it. To pack away then, so what we're going to do is make sure that we are off on the gas. As soon as we're off, we're then going to unscrew the gas canister, and we're going to pop it down to the side. We're then going to do everything in the reverse to what we did before. So legs fold away first, and then the stands here turn flat into the sides. You can see the little indents there where it's going to turn into. It only goes one way, so you can't bend it backwards. It will only go one way round. And then from this position, we're just going to wrap the wire around the back of the cooker here. Okay, there's no particular way of doing that, just wrapping it round is perfectly fine. We're going to get hold of the canister and we're going to push it in. And as you can see, it fits in lush with the top there. There's no need for it to be sort of hanging out, and if there is, the lid won't go on and it won't work. So we're going to carefully push it in so it's lush with the top, and then we're going to put our lid back on and we are totally good to go. Thanks very much.